when you apply for the loan and you approve the loan and you're able to secure the visa with the loan, now you are in the US. It doesn't mean that you are bound to take the loan. When you can just use this loan letter as a means to get to the US, okay? Because initially when you are approved the loan, you'll be given a visa support letter for your interview. And this is a really great letter because at the interview or at the embassy, Empower is saying they are going to take care of you. They are going to take care of your studies. Now you use this means to get to the US, and maybe fortunately your first semester you might not even use the loan. You might get a scholarship. You might get a graduate assistantship, whether a GTA or GRE. So others also use it as a means to just get to the US and find or seek the opportunities that is here.
Welcome to the channel where education meets adventure and passions are transformed into lifelong lessons. Excel with Emmy. Hi guys, welcome back to Excel with Emmy. On this channel we talk about career, education, lifestyle. If these are subjects that are of interest to you, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notification for this channel. Are you someone who is finding it difficult to secure the other funding options like graduate assistantships or student jobs as a form of funding? Then this video is for you. In this video we are talking about securing student loans and what you need to know, like when you go for the visa interview, how to prove that you will come back to your home country, even the documents you need to be successful in your student loan application, and all of the stuff that I could not mention in this introductory video. I have a guest speaker who has helped a lot of people to secure their Empower financing, and so this is someone who knows what he's saying. And I want to disclaim that he is not an official from Empower Financing. He's also a student that came here and is navigating the environment. So you want to take whatever he's saying serious. You want to stay with me throughout the end of this video, and I bet you will not have wasted your time. Thank you once again, and I'll meet you at the end of this video. Bye. Hi, Bismarck. Thank you for honoring my invitation. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Can you briefly introduce yourself so we can start this conversation?
Hi, Amy. It's a real privilege to be here and to share the little that I have. As you mentioned, my name is Bismarck Yeboah, and I'm a civil engineering student, a master's program, 2 years master's program, and I study at the University of Vermont. And I'm currently in my final year of studies, and looking forward to graduating this by the end of this semester.
Thank you for that brief introduction. Without wasting much time, let's get to it. So today our conversation is going to be around securing student loan and like the pros and cons, how to ace your interview with student loan. So let's get right into it. Our first question is, how does student loan work? And specifically because I know Bismarck has helped a lot of people to secure Empower financing, and maybe his thoughts are going to be more towards Empower financing. So can you briefly tell us like how student loan works, how Empower financing works?
So, in brief, student loans are like money that you borrow from financial institutions to pay your education or your studies or anything related to schooling. And this money that you borrow will be paid back with interest. Okay, so that is student loan when we say student loan. Now, there is this financial institution called Empower that gives student loans to students who are finding it difficult to secure, let's say, funding or secure or have a strong financial background. And Empower support these students to pursue their education. And one thing that's good about Empower as compared to the other financial institutions or loan institutions is that Empower does not require a co-signer. It means you don't need someone to come and, in other words, guarantee for you before you can get a loan from Empower. You can, with your ID and with your documents, few documents that you have, you can be accepted. Your application for loan can be accepted from Empower. Yeah.
Wow, that's something to learn that Empower does not require someone to co-sign it for you. So it makes it a lot more easier because it's usually difficult to get a co-signer, right? Also, I think
Exactly.
our perception is that securing loans is a bad thing coming from where we are coming from. But if you have tried all the other things that could help you get funding, like graduate assistantship or teaching assistantship and all of the student jobs and is not working, student loan is one avenue that you can actually use to secure your funding. And we are going to talk more into that. Our next question is, what are some typical repayment options available for student loans, and how can students alleviate their fears of loan repayment?
Yes, so we are focusing on Empower, and with the Empower, the repayment is kind of a little bit flexible. I would say it is spread. The repayment is spread a maximum of 10 years, or as they would like to say, 120 months. Okay, so the amount of loan that you take plus the interest that will be added. So usually it is about 13% interest of the loan amount that you take, plus something they call servicing fee, like something they use to, or processing fee, about $500 or 5% of the loan amount you take, whichever is greater. Yes. So the loan amount, the interest, and this processing fee will be shared within this period of time, say 10 years or say 120 months, and you start paying it every month from 45 days since the first loan was given to you. So let me explain this well. Imagine you applied for an Empower loan. You've been approved. Now, the first money that was disbursed to you came in 1st January. You start paying your loan in 15th February. Why am I saying that? They require you to start paying your loan whilst you are schooling. That is one. And it is 45 days after you've received your first loan disbursement. And this is how it works. Someone will say, I'm schooling. How would I be able to pay some of the loan whilst I'm schooling? It's a problem, but it's not really a problem. There are different avenues that you can use to support yourself. There are different avenues that you can use to find money to pay this loan whilst you are schooling. So when you apply for the Empower loan, there are list or items that you require the loan for. You require it for tuition, you require it for books, you require it for a housing, and let's say living expenses. So this loan amount that you'll be approved, all this money doesn't go to the school. Some is coming to you. Okay. About half or about 40% is coming to you. So you don't need to spend all this money. You can't even spend all this money. So you can save some of this money to be making the repayment every month. That is one way
The
you can.
student.
Yes, that is one way. Exactly. That is one way you can be one of the means you can use to pay your loan whilst you are still in school. And also, as international students, you have the opportunity to work 20 hours a week. So you can apply for on-campus jobs if you've not found like assistantship, graduate teaching assistantship, or graduate research assistantship. You can apply for on-campus jobs. You can be a library assistant, you can be a tutor, you can be a lab technician, you can even work in the dining if you want. If you like food, you can work in the dining and get some money to be repaying. So in general, the loan repayment is paid in a period of 10 years. You start paying 45 days from the first time the loan is disbursed to you. And if you are worried about how you start paying, there are avenues that you can use to pay. One is the loan amount that you are getting from Empower. Some is coming to you. not all is going to the school. So you can be use some of the money to pay. That is one. You can be doing on campus jobs you earn there, and you can also pay. Now the good thing is that when you graduate, okay, if your program is 2 years, when you graduate, you are going to work. Hopefully, you are going to work in the US or Canada, and hopefully, the job that you are going to get, you are going to get a good amount or a good salary. And as one of my friends said, the average salary of Americans, or the average salary of employees in the US is around 50,000. So imagine you are earning at least 50,000, or let's say 60,000 a year. You would be able to pay this loan sufficiently.
Mhm.
Sufficiently, you'll be able to pay this loan sufficiently. So, students who are afraid of going for the loan, worried about how they will pay this loan during schooling time, I would say you just have to leave your comfort zone. You just have to face reality. It works. A lot of people go through this channel, so you can also go through this channel as well.
Okay. I
Yeah,
think you made mention of a very good point that I'll quickly iterate.
yeah.
First, you spoke about the fact that you have to make your first payment 45 days after you've been approved or you've got into the US.
Okay, so it is 45 days after the first loan is paid to the school. They usually,
Right.
yeah,
That's
they-
very clear.
yeah, yeah. So after the first loan is paid to you or the school, yeah, then you
Okay,
start.
and then the 10 years, within the 10 years, let's say I get these huge sums of stock from my company, right? My company is giving me like a $30,000 stock, and then I feel like, oh, I owe students loan. Can I use that $30,000 to just go pay off the loan? Or they'll still ask me to spread it across the 10 years?
So you have the flexibility. You have the flexibility to, at some point, if you want to pay the remaining balance of your loan off, you have the flexibility to speak to the loan experts from Empower, and they will arrange that repayment plan for you. But for now, the general plan is to pay it within a period of 10 years. But they are flexible. They are flexible to this plan. At some point, if you feel like you can pay everything off, the all what they need is to communicate with them, and they will arrange a specific payment plan for you. Yeah.
Yeah, so Bismarck made mention that you get to pay it. If you think you have gotten the money, they may make or they will make a repayment arrangement for you. He also did mention that we are afraid to take the student loan because oftentimes we are like, as the student, how much am I going to earn to pay this student loan, right? But then as an international student, you get 20 hours of work time, which I know someone like people get around 400, 500, 600 a month, even bi-weekly. So if you are taking this loan, you just have to go out of your comfort zone, reduce your spending and be able to pay your monthly amount of payments. Also, while you apply for the loan, they ask you if you need a loan for items like medical insurance and living expenses. So the surplus of that amount you get every month can be also used as a repayment to pay your loan back. Yeah, so I think that this is not any information that Empower Financing like experts will tell you, but this is from students that who have been in the situation before. Okay, so are there specific documents or evidence of financial stability that can strengthen your student visa application when relying on loans? So, a huge part of why people are afraid to take the loans is the fact that when you take the student loan, while you are going for the F1 visa interview, we all know that one point you have to prove is your willingness to come back to your country after school. Now you have taken a loan of about $30,000 and you are telling me that you're coming back to this country where we all know the economy, right? The VO knows that the economy as well. So, what is the guarantee that you are coming back to the country because you have secured this loan? You get it. So, what are some of the documents you need to prove that you are coming back, or what are some of the things you need to exhibit or say at the visa interview that will help you get the visa even with a student loan?
Nice. That this is a good question. So usually the advice or the suggestion I usually give students when they are applying for the loan is that Empower have a list of approved schools or schools they support, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's about 400. A lot of them are in the United States. Few of them are in Canada. I know one in France and one in Singapore. Now, these schools have different or varying cost of attendance. So usually, what I advise people who are trying to find a school and apply for this loan is that go through this list of schools and try and compare the cost of attendance among these schools, and preferably choose the cost of attendance which is relatively lower. Okay, so imagine school A cost of attendance is 45,000 annually or 50,000 annually, and school B, which is offering the same program. Okay, you have the same program as school B, and although maybe the quality of teaching, you say the quality of teaching or certain facilities you not get, but I mean it's the same program and it's the same certificate you are going to get at the end of the day, right? And let's say school A cost of attendance is about 50K annually. School B cost of attendance is 15K or 20, even 20K. The difference is 30K. Now, what I would advise most students is to go in for the 20K school. Why? Because
Because it will be easier to pay, right?
exactly, it will be easier to pay, and it will be easier to convince the visa officer that the loan amount that you took is not outrageous. It is not too huge to pay. It is not something out of the planet that you cannot pay. Okay, so that is the first step. That is the first step, to choose a school with relatively lower cost of attendance. Now, another advice I give to students is also that you can also combine the loan with a financial document like a bank statement. Okay, so imagine your cost of attendance is 20,000. It doesn't mean you have to take a loan amount of 20,000. You can take a loan amount of 10,000 and look for a financial statement that can cover for the rest of the cost. Okay, so you can show multiple financial documents, a loan support letter, and also a bank statement. That also works. So when the VO sees that, oh, okay, your cost of attendance was 20,000, but you didn't take a loan of 20,000, you only took 10. 10 is manageable, and it also proves to them or shows that you can pay, you return back to your country, work in your country, and pay this loan amount. Now, another thing is also that let's say for some reason your the school that you apply to or the school that you want to go has a relatively higher cost of attendance. Now, then how do you convince the visa officer that you return back home, work in Ghana, and you'll be able to earn as much to pay the loan? What you can do is that you have to research on the career that you are pursuing, the average salary, or let's say some of the top salaries you can earn from the career that you are pursuing. Let's say you are a data scientist, or let's say you are a civil engineer. You can do some research on what are some of the top salaries civil engineers can earn in your home country. So when you do this research during your interview, you can enlighten the visa officer. Most of them don't know these things. Then as a civil engineer, this is the amount that you'll be earning when you return back home.
Right.
And if you are able to earn this amount, paying a loan that has been spread in the span of 10 years, and you are paying this small amount every month, and as a civil engineer you are earning this amount, huge amount every month, I mean you are going to pay. So it's just convincing the visa officer, just letting him or her know all the details involved, and enlightening them. They don't know everything. They want you to tell them, convince them, show them that you really deserve the visa and you really can be able to pay your loan when you are done with school. Yeah. And one mistake that students also do is that they'll during the visa interview process they will say, oh, okay, what if I tell the uh, visa officer that after school I'll do OPT for, let's say, 1 year or 3 years, and during that period, because I'm in the US, I'll earn as much, pay the loan, and I'll return back to my country. My friend, you are lying.
Right?
Don't. Yeah.
Don't even mention OPT there. Like, you don't know, right?
Yes, yes. So
Mm.
I watched one webinar from Empower, and one of their immigration experts mentioned that although you might have plans to do OPT after school, that's not when you would want to explain it to the visa officer. Okay.
Because yeah, once they've seen that you know the options to explore after school, the less likely they know you are going to come back. So you don't want to put out that information at all. But I think I like the very good points that you made, that look at the amount of money that people in your field are earning in Ghana or your home country. And then you can say that with this amount, I'll be able to pay the monthly prorated amounts that expected to pay, right? That was a very good point. And looking for schools with less cost of attendance is everything. Because even if, like Bismarck said, you take 10,000 and then you come here and you get student jobs, it even makes it easier to pay after. So that's a very good point.
Yes, yes. So they made one statistics on their website, Empower. If you take a loan amount of 10,000, so this 10,000 plus the interest plus this processing fee you'll be paying, when it is spread uh, in this 10-year span, you'll be paying $149 every month.
Hmm.
Every month. So that was a statistics they did, or a math they did, to just have like a general view of how the repayment plan is. So it's good you brought it up.
That's good.
Yeah.
Also, I think we slightly delved into the next question, which is what are some of the mistakes that we make during visa interviews if you are using student loans as a funding option or financing option? And the first point, obviously, is to mention that not to mention that you are going to use the money you are going to get from OPT, CPT, STEM extension to pay for the amount you're expected to pay. What else like do you have for us?
Okay. When you are approved for the loan, you also get like a loan support letter, okay, from Empower. All what the letter entails is that Empower is saying they are the ones going to take care of your schooling, the cost of your schooling or your studies whilst you school abroad, let's say in the US or Canada. So you can also utilize this letter. Don't don't keep the letter on you during the interview. Let the visa officer know that you have this letter here, the letter of support from Empower, that you have this here and they are going to finance you. And also, if you have, I know most students might not have any property or assets during the time of application, but if you are someone who have graduated for a number of years and maybe you have any property or assets that you would think it's a good thing, then you can, if you have documents on it, you can add it during your visa interview to show that you have ties back to your country. Okay, so the mistake here is that don't leave anything that could help you get the visa.
Mhm.
Don't leave anything out. To show
Okay.
yeah, to show your family ties, you can do that, showing an employment letter in your country that when you are done with school, you are coming to work with this company. That is one. Your family in Ghana is a strong factor, or it's a strong point to make, that because you have your family in Ghana, it's binding you to your country, that when you go after school, you come back. And also your assets, the properties that you have in Ghana, when you go, you surely come back to them. So if you have documentations, even if you have a company in Ghana, you shouldn't forget to add all these documentations during your visa interview. And if your school is in Canada too, because Canada there is no interview and you would have to upload it. You have to upload all your documents on the portal in the portal. Don't forget to add all these documents to boost your chances of getting the visa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Miss Mark. I think that so in the nutshell, like student loan, empower financing is no different from any funding options like graduate assistantship or teaching assistantship or campus job that will waive your tuition. As much as you prepare all these documents, like pick everything you need for the visa interview, when you are having a graduate assistantship, you have to go with the same confidence and then pack all of the documents that you need to ace the visa interview, including the financial documents, which is the student loan. It's just a part of it. So the fact that you got a student loan doesn't mean that like you stand a lower chance of getting your visa. It's about submitting the right documents and then making sure that these documents will convince the visa officer, right? So I think basically this our conversation. Student loan is not something we should shy away from, even in as much as like it's not something everyone will prefer. If you seem not to be securing the other funding options, it is something you can completely look into, and then it will pay off in the long run, because one, you are able to secure a graduate degree abroad, you are able to travel abroad, and you're able to better yourself in the end, right? So that's a little bit of what we have. Bismarck will add his last words to it, and then we will zoom off this session.
Nice. So, finally, or in summary, what I'll say is that this loan option is one of the ways that you can use to study abroad, and people are taking advantage of it. People are utilizing it. So, I'll urge everyone to explore this option as well, and just try your possible best to do some research yourself from Empower's website, and know all the details involved in the loan application process, your repayment plan, and all that. And this knowledge that you have will equip you during your visa interview. And I know if God's grace, everything will be all right. Now, secondly, when you apply for the loan and you are approved the loan and you're able to secure the visa with the loan, now you are in the US. It doesn't mean that you have to you are bound to take the loan. When you can just use this loan letter as a means to get to the US, okay? Because initially when you are approved the loan, you'll be given a visa support letter for your interview. And this is a really great letter because at the interview or at the embassy, Empower is saying they are going to take care of you. They are going to take care of your studies. Now you use this means to get to the US, and maybe fortunately your first semester you might not even use the loan. You might get a scholarship. You might get a graduate assistantship, whether a GTA or JRE. So others also use it as a means to just get to the US and find or seek the opportunities that is here. So I'll urge everyone to explore all these opportunities out there, and I mean all the best to everyone. Yeah, all the
Yeah.
best.
So I think that with the points that Bismarck just mentioned, typically or usually, if you are not lucky, it's a bit difficult to secure these assistantships when you are home or when you are not in the US yet. It's a bit difficult to get professors to work with if you are in your home country. Once you have secured Empower financing, it becomes like a funding option on your I-20, which makes it easier for you to get the F1 visa. If you have gotten to the US with the Empower financing, and then you get the opportunity to work with a professor, and that is going to waive your tuition, there's nothing that is stopping you from taking on that opportunity and then speaking to the loan officials to make sure that they come up with the best way to clear the debt, even if you are not taking it. Yeah, like the best way to make sure that that is ruled out of your life, right? So there are other options. So this is one option for you to get here, and if you are lucky, not everyone will be lucky when you come to the US to get like to study. So that was also another point.
Nice, nice. And even with the loan, if you are not able to get, like, let's say a scholarship or a GTA in your first semester, you can use the loan in the first semester,
Yeah.
and hopefully
Then
you
later
find
get
some.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully you find something in the second semester or the coming years. That also works.
Yeah, I think once you know you have the loan and you keep trying to get other opportunities as much as possible until you have gotten them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So disclaimer, Bismarck is not a loan official or Empower Financing official. He just help people with it. And so I think he has a referral something, right? I can
Yes,
take
so that's one good thing about um, speaking about Empower. You get the privilege to refer people to the program, and you get rewarded for it. So generally, kind of sometimes I'm busy, but I'm kind of available to help people, refer people to this program, and guide them through the process. Usually, the main thing is to guide them through the process, and if they're able to secure the loan, secure the visa, I mean, it's a win-win situation.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that would be a good thing. I'll have to add your link in the description of this video and anyone can access it. Thank you so much once again for making it.